Overcoming obstacles and embracing joy. How are you guys feeling today? It is your girl Talisha back with another one from Wow Woman Energy. And today, Raw Woman Energy. And today we are sitting here in our quiet spot as usual. And we are understanding that overcoming obstacles and embracing all of the things that gives us joy. When I tell you overcoming obstacles and embracing joy is one of those things that is like a breakthrough in your life and you do not know how to fully sit in it because your pain has overcrowded so much of your mental space, so that when you get into this abnormality of sitting in joy, it becomes something that's unfamiliar, but it also becomes enjoyable. It becomes something that is now a part of yourself. So that is what we are going to be discussing today: overcoming obstacles and embracing joy, the very thing that led you to be able to overcome those obstacles through this whole journey of healing through raw woman energy. Yes. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be able to be notified every time a notification comes through from your girl on Raw Woman Energy. So let's discuss it, right? So obstacles can be hurdles. Have you ever pictured yourself, with a goal at the finish line, and you're running and you're jumping over all of these hurdles just to try to get to that one particular goal that seems to be out of reach, but you know that you can get to it if you just continue to keep jumping? Jumping is an essential part of becoming the best version of yourself, because you're going to have to jump through hoops. You're going to have to jump over obstacles. You're going to have to jump in your joy. And you're also going to have to learn how to start jumping in self-care and self-love and self-identity, jumping into a new version of you while jumping out of the old version of you. Obstacles are not meant to break you. They are not meant to hurt you in a way to where you feel like you cannot get up, to where you feel like this world is just full of evil and dark spaces and you don't know how to fully maneuver through it. It is not meant or designed for you to be in a space to where you feel like you want to give up. What it does, though, it is shaping you to want better. Oh my goodness, y'all. So I was down and out for a little bit. I had like a really bad head cold about a week and a half ago. I had a really bad head cold, and I was running the 200 meter every morning. So I get up and I run a 200 meter every morning, but the weather is changing and the air is different, and so it's giving me this sinus pressure headache, and every time I go to sleep I couldn't sleep. It was just a whole thing in itself, to where I was missing out on my daily runs. Now, mind you, before I started running, I was barely even running to the stop sign. I was barely even being able to run for a full 30 seconds, because I started jumping in new things: eating better, living better, making better decisions, exercising, jumping out of the old version of me and jumping into the new version of me with different habits. So as I'm jumping into this new version, it was so uncomfortable and my body was unfamiliar with it, but it was also familiar with my past with running. So if you do not know, which I'm pretty sure you don't, I used to run track when I was a kid, and running track was one thing that really just made me happy. It made me smile. It was just one of those things that I know I can go out there on that field and leave everything else behind me as I was running. And so, when I got older, I got pregnant, started having children, running became a thing in the past. It became a distant memory, but I would sometimes still get up and try to walk, walk a few miles, or try to jog it out for a couple of bit, and my body was in remembrance of those times that I used to be on the track field and used to run. And so I'm like, okay, forget it. I love running. I love exercising. I love eating better, because as I'm jumping out of the old version of me, hamburgers and heavy foods don't really sit well on my stomach anymore. It doesn't make me satisfied anymore. Fast food, greasy food does not really satisfy my hunger anymore, to the point to where I want to stuff myself with it. So I started learning that and started seeing that as my brain started to shift in this new wave of, oh, okay, so you're starting to enjoy eating better, you're starting to enjoy running, you're starting to enjoy these things that makes you happy for a better you. So the old versions of me are slowly dying as I'm stepping into the new version of myself. And so me being able to only run to the stop sign became me being able to run all the way down to the end of the street. Me being able to run a full circle, me being able to run a full circle twice. And for me, a full circle twice is two 200s, which is a 400 run. So I would run those. I would run the 200 twice, and as I'm stepping into it, I'm like, oh my God, this feels really good. I am really starting to pick up momentum. I'm starting to pick up the speed, and I love it. And then all of a sudden, I get a head cold, and I'm like down for like a couple of days, but I did not allow that to stop me. I started to embrace the fact that, okay, I got a head cold. I see what's going on. This right here is a true test to my new discovery of who it is that I'm trying to become. Do I allow this head cold to stop me from developing and becoming my greater self? Or do I at least try to put forth something within my day so that I can be able to keep this new version of me alive and well? So I got up and I would start, doing daily lazy girl exercises while I'm in the bed. I would do lazy girl exercises while I'm cleaning up. I would just do certain things that allowed me to continue the shift and still be in the shift of becoming and overcoming those obstacles of becoming the greater version or the best version of myself that I can be. Being raw and being authentic, and still also having that energy that I still got sick in, and being able to still utilize that energy so that I can still continue to grow into raw woman energy. And being in that notion, I got up after the head cold was done. Took me about 2 Excedrins, and I got up and I started saying, okay, well, the circles is kind of boring now. Let me kind of step out. Let me go find somewhere else to run. So I decided to run around the block. And as I'm running down the block, I noticed that my speed and everything has increased even more. My longevity has increased even more. My pace, my breathing, and I'm just like, oh my God, let me embrace this. I have to embrace this new joy that I have found. I have to embrace this version of myself that I have found, that I am unlocking, because it feels good and it is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And so when, I discovered that and started to fully pull back those layers of the things that were stopping me, I'm also learning how to be thankful for the moments where I could not get out of bed, into where I was a little down and I couldn't find the light in the midst of my darkness. I'm starting to embrace and love those moments even more. I have always been a very humble person. I have always been a very humble person. I have never fully had to have anyone humble me on who I am based on my actions. Now, there have been some people that may try to humble me based off my appearance, but they have never fully tried to humble me based off of my actions. And so, with that being said, I can truly say that I am grateful for the person that I was and also the person that I am becoming. And through Raw Woman Energy, through this whole journey that I'm taking you guys on, that I would love to see you guys embrace yourself, is learning that obstacles are merely just hurdles that you have to jump over. And once you jump over those hurdles, simply embrace the joy that you have unlocked and stored within yourself so that you can continue to unlock those doors and those goals so you do not feel like, okay, well, I did this, so this must be the end of my awakening. No, this is just the mere beginning. Your awakening slowly comes with more action being put upon your goals, being put upon the journey that you're trying to create and manifest and become. And so throughout this whole notion, I could not fathom the thought of actually being in a space to where I was mentally 2 to 3 years ago. I cannot fathom the thought of actually scuffing down a fatty cheeseburger with loads of bread and cheese and mayo and all of these things with a side of fries. I cannot, especially not home cooked, but like fast food, because we all know the preservatives and everything in there is toxic. But I cannot fathom the thought of going to a fast food restaurant and buying these cheeseburgers and all these things in that nature. And one thing that I started to realize when I cut down on eating fast food is that the weight gain is different. The level of when I wake up in the morning after I just got done eating like fast food for a whole week, how do I feel versus me eating that same meal but I just home cook it the way that I feel when I wake up in the morning after I just got done working out? How do I still feel? It's all about what you take in and how you take it in. It's not about what you do, but it's always about how you do it. I grew up on that since I was a kid. I have always been told it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. And how can you be able to fully become your better self? How can you fully be able to indulge in the things that you love, but indulge in it a little bit healthier, or not think the same, but change the way that you're thinking? It's a beautiful thing to be able to give your mind space to navigate and to grow and to also shed. And in those moments of your brain being in a space to where you feel like, oh my God, I have a banging headache. What is going on? Let me just rest. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe it's too much. Maybe the anxiety is trying to tell me, hey girl, this isn't for you. No, it's simply telling you this is different. It's a lot because we have been in our comfortable moments for so long, and you're coming out of it, but we all are coming out of it together. Your stomach is coming out of it. Your heart is coming out of it. Your kidneys is coming out of it. Your brain is coming out of it. Your lungs is coming out of it. All your vagina is coming out of it. All of these things that have been a part of you has also been in you and has also been attached to you through the very things that keep you alive. And so you might feel like, oh my gosh, it's too much, I can't take it. And then you quit your growth, or you quit your awakening, or you quit your journey because it was too much, because the anxiety became too much. You're going through anxiety because your body is transforming, and it doesn't know if this is going to be a permanent thing or if this is just something that is temporary. And so we have to cut out those temporary moments and indulge in those longevity moments so that we can be able to overcome obstacle by obstacle and learn how to embrace the joy that is waiting for us on the other side. Because at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're doing things that makes us happy, not for anyone else. We're not changing or transforming for anyone else. We are transforming for ourselves. So we have to make sure that the things that we are taking in and the things that we are experiencing not only is fulfillment to our body, our mind, and our soul, but also a fulfillment to our joy. Also is making us be in a space to where we continue the journey and not stop it. Because one thing I can say from experience is that I have been in situations to where I gave up, to where I thought, this is a lot. Maybe I need to stop. But I didn't fully understand it until you sit back and you observe certain things and you kind of just say, forget it. I'm just going to go with the notion. I'm just going to go with the motion of what it is that is taking me. If you're willing to go through the motion, then your body is saying, oh, she's determined. Oh, she is actually determined. She's actually willing to go through this motion. She's not quitting. So if she's willing to go through it, then I guess we have to go through it too. I guess we have to start detoxing. I guess we have to start changing the way our stomach feels when we eat. Maybe we have to say that, hey, that's too much food, when she starts to eat, and give our tummies this time to where it processes the food so that it can digest and become better. You have to understand that joy is not a thing that is made up. It is not an illusion, and it is not a fantasy. Joy is real. Joy is true. Joy is something that we all can have, even in the moments to where we feel like we cannot find it. Being the best version of yourself is hard work. But if you're willing to put in the hard work, and if you're willing to go forward and better yourself, then I do have a course on school under Raw Woman Energy, and it gives you 6 weeks, 6 modules to where you can be able to break down what is keeping you back, what is holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself. You have to be able to first heal. Everyone has pain. You cannot overcome obstacles and embrace joy if you are not healing. If you are not healing, then every obstacle that you come in contact with will be a repeat. You will constantly repeat every obstacle until you can jump over it, and until you can be able to embrace that moment so that you can receive more obstacles to jump over, so that you can be able to overcome those obstacles that has been in your way for years. And it could be one particular obstacle that you always stop at. You start this process and you get to this one particular hurdle and it's too big. And you think to yourself, I can't jump it. I don't know how. It can be consistency. It can be starting this business. It can be losing weight. It can be anything that is too big for you with your eyes to be able to jump over. That's why I love the saying, we walk by faith and not by sight. Because if we all walk by sight, by sight, I don't think none of us would really truly be jumping over any hurdles. Having the belief and having the faith in yourself that you can be able to do it, that you can be able to achieve it, that you can be able to maintain it, that you can be able to stay consistent in it, is going to make you be able to jump that hurdle, and you're going to blow your own mind, and you're going to be stepping and embracing that joy that has been in you this whole entire time, that's been laying down, sleep, waiting for you to jump this hurdle. Because it always starts off easy. Oh, you need to break up with this person. Well, I can break up with him. That's done. Oh, you need to get a better job. Oh, I can get a better job. That's done. Oh, you need to be able to cut some people off. Oh, it might hurt a little bit, but I can cut some people off. Well, you are gaining a lot of weight and it's not good for your health. So I think we need to stopping by fast foods all the time, eating unhealthy. Oh, that's asking for too much. I love my cheeseburgers and I love this, and then you go into this thing to where, okay, I'll try to eat a salad and I'll try to do this, and then that healthy eating is nasty to your palate. It's not satisfying because it's so used to these certain things, the flavor, the savoriness, the salt, the sweetie. It is so used to these things that it can't fathom the thought of you letting it go. We can let go of these friends because they've hurt us emotionally, but sometimes food cures that emotional trauma. So we have been bound to these unhealthy eating habits, and it's hard for us to jump this hurdle because it has been our comfort through all of the pain that we have been experiencing up until this hurdle that we now have to jump. Unlocking your true potential is hard work. It is surgical procedure. It is one thing that you have to really be precise with. Your hands are going to shake. You're going to feel sweaty. You're going to feel clammy. You're going to feel like you can't breathe. But you're going to have to choose to breathe. You're going to have to choose to say, I choose to breathe. I choose happiness over pain. I choose love over hate. And I choose discipline over programming. These are the things that I say to myself every single day, even when my mind is afraid of losing the toxic negative thoughts, even when my mind is afraid of losing the trauma, because we all have to understand trauma exists through us, and everything doesn't want to die. But you have to let go of those thoughts. And those thoughts seem to always tie itself to you because that's its way of living. That's its way of existing. Negativity cannot exist without positivity, but negativity can sit at the table with positivity if you know how to keep negativity under control. Negativity is one thing that positivity can't stand. Positivity is one thing that negativity can't stand, but one cannot exist without the other. When you look at a battery, you see the positive side and you see the negative side. It cannot fully function a toy or any type of thing that requires a battery without both living and existing and working together. So, in order for you to be able to fully become your best self, you're going to have to embrace your darkness. You're going to have to embrace that pain, and you're also going to have to speak to it and let it know it's okay, but you're not running the show. It's okay, but you're not in charge. My happiness comes first. It's okay, but I can't let you continue to be that loud. You can't be that loud. You can't be loud to the point to where I want to give up. You're going to have to shut up every now and then. You're going to have to take it just like I took it. And you're going to have to just sit there with it. And while positivity is giving you all of that charge that you need, and while negativity is fueling you to stay positive, because we know what negativity feels like, and we know what darkness feels like, and we know what pain feels like. So let that be your fuel to stay connected to positivity, because we don't want to go back there. We don't want to go back in darkness, and darkness becomes our cloud again, and darkness becomes our way of living again. We don't want to go back there. We need for it to work for us, not work against us. Work for me, not against me. Being in joy, embracing your obstacles, and embracing your joy is the thing that is going to get you over that hurdle. And you have to learn how to accept those hurdles. You can't go around it because it don't count. Because it's going to show back up. You can't go around it. You have to go over it. You can't go through it, but you have to walk through it. But you can't fully like crawl through the little, you know how a hurdle looks? It doesn't count. You have to run and you have to jump. Run, jump. Run, jump. Run, jump. And every time you jump, that goal is at the end waiting for you. That version of you is at the finish line waiting for you to be embraced. So embrace it, take it in, and love it so that you can continue to say, hey, I want to do something else. You ready to do something else too? Okay, what we doing next? And then become something that is not a challenge for you. It's still a challenge, but something that's not what's the word I'm looking for? Something that doesn't make you want to give up on. It doesn't make you want to stop. It makes you want to continue to be productive and keep going and keep reaching those goals and keep being the best version of yourself that you can be by being your most raw, authentic self. Raw woman energy is the way for you to become your true authentic self. It's not fake. It's real. It's unfiltered. It's emotional. It's dangerous. It's dark. It's dirty. It's grimy. It's all of these things because you're attacking the very thing that tried to take you out. You're attacking the very thing that tried to stop you. You're attacking the very thing that tried to say, you think you too good. You think you can't sit with us. Like you think you have to have big dreams and big goals. You think you all that. You think the world revolves around you. You think you're this. You think you're that. Oh, you must think you're special. You're not important. You're tackling those things. You're fighting those things. And you're beating it. And it might take you through there, but you keep going forward and you keep fighting forward and you keep reaching and you keep holding on to that joy that you know is going to be at the end of that finish line. Because your table is already prepared. All you got to do now is eat. That's all you got to do. Eat. But this is your girl Talisha, and this is Raw Woman Energy, and I am so excited to be experiencing this journey and so excited to be bringing you guys along with this journey as well and allowing y'all to be in this this space of mine that I'm in. And one thing that I can truly say is that I've been here before. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've been here before. I've been in this situation before to where I've started something and I'm trying to be fulfilled with it and trying to keep going. But this is a challenge that I am challenging everyone and including myself to be able to stay consistent, to be able to look back on this episode and say, wow, we were consistent and we continued to make it and continued to go after those goals and that better version of ourselves, being our raw, authentic selves, so that when you see this platform and it's shining and it's elevated and it's, reached and it's reaching its peak and everyone is indulging in it and learning from it and taking the courses, when we get to this point in life, we can be able to look back on this episode and say, if I can do it, you can do it. Because she spoke it and she put it into existence and it manifested and it became. So we are already living in a time where we are sitting and we are listening to this podcast and it is already elevated and it is making its name and it is beautiful and a lot of women are learning from it. So I hope you guys pick up that gem. I hope you put it within your heart, and I hope that you guys continue to go for the things that you want to do in this life, and that you don't allow anyone or anything stop you from doing it. Embrace those obstacles, embrace that joy, and continue to move forward and be the best version of yourself that you can be, because you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to smile. You deserve to have those dreams and those goals reached and met. You deserve to become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, because who told you that you didn't? Who told you that you were only meant to be here to suffer? Who told you that? Because suffering is rewarded with beauty. Suffering is rewarded with gifts. Suffering is rewarded. So you have to understand that through suffering, you have to be able to go after something. You can't suffer forever. You can't suffer and punish yourself forever. You have to say to yourself, I'm done suffering. So where's my blessing? Because I need that. Because I've suffered for way too long. I've endured way too much over and over and over again for far too long. Where's my gifts? Where's my money? Where's my love? Where's my better version of myself? Where is it? Because we ain't playing like that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Suffering is rewarded. So remember that the pain that you are in is not long term and it's not forever. You will be rewarded through your suffering. I love you. This is Talisha. This is Raw Woman Energy. So be great, be kind. Love you. Mwah.